So hello everyone. So today I have with us Mr. Sayantan Kirtaniya. Sayantan is one of my first friends from IIT Kharagpur. We met during our first years, and since then he has been doing machine learning. I've been seeing him doing machine learning right from first year, and right now he's a Kaggle expert, one of the first from IIT Kharagpur. He said to me that he doesn't know any seniors who were Kaggle experts before him. So he's one of the first of IIT Kharagpur to become a Kaggle expert. So today we are going to know like what does it take to become a Kaggle expert? What does it take to become a machine learning expert? So Shantan, why don't you introduce yourself to my audience?
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Sayantan Kirtaniya. I'm a fourth year dual degree student from Electronics and Electrical Communication Engineering Department, IIT Kharagpur. As Nilan mentioned, from the first year, I have a very good interest in the areas of basically machine learning and the areas of deep learning. So I try to understand the ideas. As in the first year, you don't know that amount of mathematics, how to implement a proper machine learning model because it's kind of very much difficult from as a first year student. So I started doing it from my second year mainly, if you can say, when we have an open IT competition. So from that period, I actually started my journey of properly machine learning and data science. And after that, in my third year, I started doing Kaggle. And after doing some of the competitions,
Right.
I
So
get
like
some idea how.
before telling everyone like what Kaggle is, like can you just tell people like what exactly is Kaggle? Because people might not be associated with
Yeah,
it even after doing data science. So just tell the audience what is Kaggle.
yeah. So Kaggle is a platform where people try to contribute and compete among each other with different kind of problem statement. Suppose with a problem statement with the weather prediction to stock market prediction, where you can get some problem statement with computer vision with NLP or combinedly both of them. So you compete there, you make submission, you get medals, you get some of the grandmasters, you get very good notebooks. If you know very good grandmasters like Abhishek Thakur, CPMP, they will always try to contribute in the areas of Kaggle. They are doing great in the field of data science and in the field of research and deep learning. So that is all about Kaggle, I know, and I am also trying to contribute it as much as possible from my side.
So like Kaggle is kind of the open source for data science. Can it be said that way?
Yeah, it can be said that way also. It's
Uh,
also have kind of similar background, like you can say GitHub, copy and edit, forking, and same. It's kind of
Right,
same.
right,
Yeah,
right, right. Awesome. So like you can start with like you can continue with your journey. So second year you learned the basics, then third year.
yeah. Third year, it was the year when I actually taken the Kaggle seriously. I started contributing to it. So one of my first competition was Shopee. So I feel still now Shopee uh, was my best competition ever competed. Not only is
What exactly
because
is
of my first
Shopee?
competition. Shopee is, if you say the word Shopee, Shopee is kind of a company. They are just like Amazon or Flipkart, you can say, but
Hmm.
their problem statement was very unique. So they have given images, okay, as well as a product description. So by the word of images, if you know bit of computer vision, you obviously understand you have to use computer vision there, right?
Hmm.
But there was also tabular data or also image description. So you have to extract the description from the images. So you have to use some kind of OCR engine, which is called optical character recognition.
Hmm.
Using that, you have to extract that data from there. So you have to make a NLP pipeline as well as you have to make a computer vision pipeline and make the
Right.
embeddings out of it and make it into a one pipeline, or you can say one particular submission format, which is a very unique thing. I have never come across this kind of option ever before I have started Kaggle. So this is my first competition. So in my first competition, getting this kind of competition really intrigued me, and I was thinking that what kind of other competition I can get. Then I started looking on more competition. I started taking part in multiple competition in one time and try to understand more and more problem statement. Because one thing I have understood in the journey of Kaggle, that understanding the problem statement is kind of the most difficult part. Others making code or writing big models or something you can get in online or more in your previous project resources or in GitHubs and everything, right? So
Right.
understanding your problem statement, making your idea is the end goal. So if you look at like bigger grandmaster submissions, they also try to understand their idea using their readmes or their description of the code. So that is the end goal, I feel also. So day by day I try to contribute, and I feel my best submission was Google landmark, so where I stood up 65th position among the thousands of Kagglers. So that is the biggest achievement, because as a Google landmark is every year's competition it comes on. So Google landmark and Google landmark recognition, so both of the competition took around 2 months, and I got 65th position there. And this is the one of the biggest achievement I feel for me in Kaggle. Yeah.
Okay, so like during this journey, like can you mention like some of the resources that you used for studying, say absolutely from the basics till the advanced? You mentioned computer vision, NLP, like all of these, like right
Mhm.
from basics. What are some of the resources that you used to learn all of these?
Yeah. So initial days, I feel understanding the machine learning or understanding the deep learning, maybe or it can be difficult for some of you, mostly because for the mathematical part, for because as an engineering student, we as I'm from electronics department, I'm not from a mathematics or MNC department. For me, I have to understand mathematics part from the core. So when I am trying to understand, I have taken some of the courses like linear algebra and matrix algebra. Then I understood when the mathematics part, then I'm slowly switching the parts of coding, where I have target on mainly Python and R. If you're level like good with Python, there is some of the frameworks with TensorFlow and PyTorch. So I started with TensorFlow in my initial days.
Hmm.
Then I slowly going to there is a course called Google with TensorFlow. So it's in Coursera. So I've done that full specialization, and
Right.
switching to the courses of machine learning. So there is some courses like deep learning .ai courses, which is very famous. Some of you most
Hmm.
probably know. So these courses are given me the most of the resources. One courses I have done, which is advanced course of machine learning, which is a 9 courses specialization, and this course is also in Coursera. So this course have given me the most of the resources and technical and also coding understanding, which I get still now also took resources from this course. So I feel all of the resources I've taken from this of the courses, and as well as I feel more than resources, if you compete in Kaggle, you'll get most of your confidence from there. And as a key of the confidence, when I also started my journey, I want to mention that my first competition was OpenID data. So in our IIT, there is a competition like we try to make one single competition where any student can participate. It's called OpenID.
Right,
So
right.
we take part in this, and hopefully, like like we try to contribute in that competition as a second year student, and then we took the first prize. So that was my first time taking part in the competition. That also given me the most confidence. So I feel if you contribute and compete in competitions, then it will be best for you to gain resources and also get the confidence.
Right. I remember I also took part in that competition. I think we came fourth during that time. And I remember that MS all came first. And when I heard that you were on the team, like I was really like I was really happy for you that bhai
Yeah.
Sayantan is doing something. This was amazing. So like when you said that Kaggle, like why do you think most people do not use Kaggle in college? Like people do a lot of CP, people do a lot of competitive programming, data science, not data science, like DSA, all of that. But still, India has a lot of opportunity for data science right now. But still, they're not
Mhm.
using Kaggle as a resource to prepare for this data science interviews or this data science opportunities. So why do you think people are not aware of Kaggle and what it can do for you?
I feel there is like in the case of CP, as you have mentioned, it's really true. But in the case of Kaggle, it's can be one thing that the problem statements Kaggle are actual real world problems. The
Hmm.
companies who are putting their problem statement, they're actually facing it, and they want the
Right,
submission from your side.
right,
So it's not just a like a normal data science competition. Something it's actually sometimes really hard. As I have mentioned for the Shopee, it's a really unique problem statement that for a normal person who is really new to the data science, this will be hard for them to actually understand. This also have faced the same problem when I started the Kaggle journey, making a team, right? So for understanding a problem statement, and you have to write the code, you have to make the submission, you need a very good team. So I feel that there is a lack of members, mostly because of the really hard problems and people bit get scared of there, because there can be some of the problems who don't for which you don't need um, that much of normal Python. You need very difficult libraries like Numba and Jax, which are really not very important for a beginner or for a internship which you want to get, which is
Right.
not that much important. But if you are very interested in the deep learning research areas and you want to work in some labs or something, if you work in if you try to contribute in Kaggle, that will really help you, I feel. But right now, what Kaggle is doing, for this reason, they have started doing one tabular competition every month. So what they're doing, they're doing it like for the top three positions, they will give you free merchandise, so as a prizes. Okay,
Right.
and these competitions are really easy. If you are a beginner, I really recommend this competition. Just search tabular. It's for this month's already started tabular January 2022 competition, Kaggle tabular. So it comes from Kaggle, and it also gives you the free merchandise. Obviously, if you're interested to start doing Kaggle, starts with this competition. These are tabular data, no images, no audios, and everything. For beginning level, it's really good. And obviously, for other areas like, as you have mentioned, CP, there is uh, I have get on most probably you also get most of the seniors.
Mhm.
So that is also one factor. I feel
Right.
there is lack of the guidance we have get in
Right.
in the areas of Kaggle. But right now it's kind of changing. From a third years and fourth years level, there is a lot of Kagglers right now started doing Kaggle. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, like, at what point of your journey did you exactly start doing Kaggle? Right? You said you did the deep learning course, you did the TensorFlow course. So, after learning the basics of machine learning and deep learning, did you start in Kaggle, or you can just start with Kaggle learning the basics of machine learning only?
You can, if you want to start doing Kaggle anytime. You can, if you can start with first year, start in first year also. In Kaggle there is a competition called Titanic, Titanic
Right, right, right.
competition, and
Titanic,
there is
Black
another competition.
Friday,
Yeah,
all of
Black
that.
Friday, Digital Recognizer. If you want to start, there is very basic competition for you as a beginner level. If you start, you can start today. So there is nothing called you have to gain too much resources and too much knowledge. You need to crack this. You need to get an internship and all, and then start Kaggle. It's not like that. You can
Right.
start caggling anytime. It's like normal doing. You do Codeforces and everything. It's like simply like that. It's not a very big deal. So in my case, I have started to Kaggle in my mid of the third year. So then I have get some of the knowledges, and I was from the first year I was really interested to do Kaggle because I heard the name, and when I see the see the competition, I really feel that this is the real world problem which are going
Mhm.
right now. So for mentioning a real world problem, I really want to mention one competition is going right now. So one TensorFlow company is doing one competition that is for starfish. So they are trying to detect the starfish under the seawater. So you
Right.
have to do object detection, and then you have to understand how many starfish are there. This is because there is number of starfishes are getting lesser. So they wants to
Wow.
make their Kaggle team, so that make a competition to Kaggle team, so that number of Kaggle so more number Kagglers can contribute that and make a model, so that the rescue can be bigger from their side. So this kind of problem statement comes, and this really good field. So I always try to say my juniors also and you guys that start contributing today if you
Right.
are coming from the data science field.
Right. Awesome. So, like, you are now a Kaggle expert. So, like, there are so many data science competitions all around. So, can you give some tips to all the people out there who want to perform better in this data science competition so that they can perform their best, maybe win some prizes also?
Yeah. So some of the fields I feel that, as I mentioned earlier, that understanding the problem statement. So understanding the problem statement is not just You just read the problem statement, you just understand, okay, this is a regression, this is not like understanding problems. Understanding the problem statement is like when you understand and you make an inner idea inside of yourself that, okay, I have to do, take this particular column and take this column into consideration more, take this column into consideration, make your proper visualization that why I should do this, I should do that.
Right.
Okay, you have to a clear plan. That is called proper understanding in a competition. If you just go inside the competition and just for every people is doing that, you will not get interested. After some time, you will, for the lack of interest, you will just, okay, the Kaggle is not the thing for me and I should do it. Or any other competition, any hackathon I am talking about, like people are getting better, I'm not, this is not my thing. This is not the case. You have to understand the problem statement and of why you are doing it. As I have mentioned the starfish one, obviously this is a very good problem statement that you should do. So that is the thing, I guess. Understand the problem statement, try to understand what to do. There is a lot of resources in GitHub and itself in Kaggle also, and there is outside, there's a lot of resources you can do, you can find, and then you can start contributing that. Once you try to build a good model, and then if you make a generalistic model, like I want to mention that this thing that in bigger companies don't focus on prediction in accuracies and everything. Companies focus on a generalistic model that will sustain for a long time. So you
Okay.
have to make a model for that, that my model not only gives a good accuracy, my model should be sustainable for a really long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Got it. So, thank you for giving out this tips. So, you must have solved a lot of Kaggle competition, Kaggle contests. So, how did solving these competitions and at Kaggle really help you in your professional life when you were applying for all the internships and everywhere? Like, did it help you?
Yeah, recently in our CDC internships also, when I applied for a very lesser company, which I really like. Then from their side, when they ask a particular problem statement, as I solve Kaggle problem statements,
Mm.
so I try to understand what are the like problem statement they're giving. Suppose they are giving a particular problem statement, a particular data scenario, and I have to solve. So my thinking style is maybe kind of unique, so that it will give you the better results.
Right.
So that will really help you to understand the problem statement first if you do Kaggle, and secondly, uh, when you are doing the Kaggle, you will get more and more resources, right? So suppose one of the new algorithms have came, that is called tabnet. Okay, let's, for example, that is tabnet. So in your in if you do a tabular data, if you use tabnet, that will may give you better accuracy or may give better results. Okay, so in normally if you do normal courses and everything, tabnet most probably not there. If you do Kaggle, you will be one step ahead than others, and you will get the resources from there. So this is one or 2 points you can say which will get helpful in internship and professional lives also. And when you're doing the internships, that time also it will be very much helpful for you.
Right. So, like, can you mention some of the places that you have worked at because of Kaggle and its competitions? Like you mentioned to me, Sony and all of these. So, can you mention some of the resources where people can apply to because of Kaggle? You also mentioned Mercury hosts a Kaggle competition. So, can you mention some of these other competitions where you, if you win, you might get an internship opportunity, or maybe these companies holds this internship opportunities as Kaggle
Yeah.
contests?
So one of the competitions, one of the hackathon I recently recently competed, that was Accenture AI hackathon. Most probably you also heard about it. This
Right, right,
happened in the
right,
last
right.
year.
Yeah.
So we have got the nationally second, or you can say first runners up positions,
Hmm.
uh, and we are all the team of Kagglers. So in that competition also, when we get uh, the mentor, have a meeting with the mentor team. From their side also, they always said that you guys already in Kaggle, so you can you already know about this thing. So they also give us they also have the confidence that we can actually do it, because we are already doing Kaggle, so we already have the idea. So that also helps us. One of the research projects I have done with our professors in Sony Research India. So there I have developed some of the products with them. I don't really want to disclose that, but
Yeah, sure, sure, no problem.
yeah, there it was really helpful from my side also to actually uh, implement what I'm doing in Kaggle. So that is also very good thing
Right,
for you. What you are actually competing, you are also contributing that to a professional zone or professional or a research lab that you are working on. So
right.
that is the areas I have done on. Uh, so
Like, can you
many
mention some
hackathons,
places, like just hackathons which like hired
yeah.
through Kaggle contest maybe, or maybe just data science contests?
Yeah, so most probably in Hacker Earth, there is some of the competitions going on. In Accenture Hackathon, there is they also providing PPO offers. So
Right,
that time I was in third year, so I was not able to get there because I'm a 5-year course. So
right.
they are also giving PPO courses. So who are came to the second semester, they have offered the PPO positions. So this is how, like, if you have already in the areas of contribution and competition, then you can actually take part directly, as well as you can, if you're working in Kaggle competitions, you will come up with some of the outside India's researchers who are already working in Kaggle. So
Right.
recently, I have talked with Charlie Crane, who is a CTO in a company in US. So I have also made a team with them. I'm working right now in PetFinder.pi. So in his company, I also have worked some of the areas, and in their lab I have worked on. So
Right.
definitely it's like that when you comes under the community, these people also will connect with you, and they will understand what kind of skills you have, and they will offer you in that particular way that yeah, you can actually work on this, you can actually work on that. Some of the things so like that, when you work in some company, you will get one project from your side. Okay. You don't sometimes, suppose you wants to work in NLP, you got a computer vision project.
Right.
But when you have the team member inside your team, it's like that you can actually ask, okay, I am good at this particular zone. In your research lab, you can just give me the computation work that will really help. So these kind of things can happen with you when you have a teams in Kaggle, and when you actually connect with the people who are actually doing Kaggle. And that's a great community. Simply saying, if you are a data analyst or data scientist, join Kaggle, because as some of the as you can always listen that I work in open source, as this is a great community
Mhm.
for the Java developers and JavaScript, as I
Right.
feel for the Kagglers, for the data analysts, that's also a great community, because all of the people are talking about the same things and thinking about the same things and contributing the same thing in the same place. So that's why.
Wow. Wow, awesome. So thank you so much for sharing all of this. Now, can you
Yeah.
share some maybe final tips for people out there so that they can start doing Kaggle or maybe just improve at Kaggle? So just final tips for all the people out there.
Yeah. So for improvement part, I am also right now trying to improve myself also. So I try to understand from the grandmasters or the masters. So they are always so much humble. So try to understand what they're actually trying to say. So if you're a Kaggler, I have very good tip for you. Don't just go to the best scoring notebook and copy in it and make submission. That will never
Mhm.
give you the best score. And obviously there is 500 more people are competing in the same competition. If you just go
Mhm.
to the top submission and edit that and just make submission, that will not going to help you. You have to come up with own unique idea, and then actually you will get something. For example, I have mentioned about the Google Landmark competition, which I have got the best results till now. For that competition, uniquely, I have made the image sizes bigger, which I have learned from a research paper. From there, there's also for landmark images, if you make the image sizes bigger, that will actually help you
Right.
for submissions and for making a better model. Okay, so this kind
Right.
of idea, you have to make something unique, or think something unique, or you have to study a bit research or something that will actually help you. For who are the non-Kagglers right now and who are thinking who wants to join Kaggle, definitely I have shared some of the competition like tabular competition for very basic level, beginner levels you can start on. There is many other competition, digit recognizer, and there is Titanic one. Many competitions are there, which is very basic. You can try to contribute on them, and you can start doing it right now. I really feel that if you're a data analyst, you should do Kaggle. That will give you more confidence. If you're getting ranked there, uh, when you are actually getting more resources also, in professional and personal life, you are a student or you are an employee, that will actually help you very much.
Okay, awesome. So, audience, I will link all of the courses that he mentioned, all of the like Black Friday, Titanic, every competition. I'll link it in the description so that you guys can see. So, thank you so much, Sayantan, for coming here. This was
Yeah,
immense. I think the people are gonna derive great value from this, and I hope you enjoyed this as well.
definitely. Thank you, Nila, and you too also. You're
Thank,
doing great.
thank you.
As a friend of me from the first year, just looking at a video, it feels so good that you're doing it. Yeah,
Thank you
great
so
work,
much.
man. Yeah.